I want to take a little time here to talk about rejection. Something that we will all face in our lifetime many times over. It never not hurts, but it's really important to learn how to work with rejection. I know rejection well. When I was younger, as you all know, I was a dancer, professional dancer in New York City and Los Angeles, and rejection was like the name of the game. I mean, rejected 99% of the time, and 1% you actually got the gig, and it was like, oh, okay, I'm safe for now. But you knew that was going to be over soon because, these gigs didn't last long. And then there you were again back in the auditioning game, getting rejected and rejected and rejected over things that you couldn't even help most of the time, just you weren't the right height, you weren't the right color, you weren't the right look, you weren't the right this, you weren't the right that. And yeah, it hurt. It still hurts. When I was younger, I was feisty. Not that I'm not anymore, but I was damn feisty, and I had something to prove. And so every time I got rejected, I felt like that fire just got lit more. And it was like, oh yeah? You think I'm little? You think I can't? And I would just step right back in the game. And even though it hurt, it wouldn't get me down. It actually just would amp me up. As I've gotten older, because I've worked on myself, because I've lived life, because I've faced many obstacles and challenges, I don't feel like I have anything to prove anymore. I'm very comfortable in my skin. I know who I am. I know what I stand for. And so the shell has gotten a little softer. And so when rejection comes, it just kind of, sits on my chest a little bit more, or a lot more than it did when I was younger, interestingly so. I don't know if you find this in your own life, but I find that rejection for me usually comes in cycles. Everything will be good. Life will be like, girl, take this and this and this, here you go, and I won't be making any effort, and it'll just come and come and come. And then suddenly I'll ride that for a while, and something will come up where I want more, I want something different, so I'll go out and get it, and of course, then the rejection comes, and one rejection usually makes me go, no, what? Nah, man, and I'll go back in, and another rejection will come, and go back in, and another rejection will come, and usually then it'll start coming from all different facets of my life, not just work, but from people, from friends, from my dog right now, and it's really easy to go into the self-pity. I can see myself starting to get sucked into the darkness of the narratives that my very creative imagination writes, like, I'm not good enough, oh, I'm too old, oh, it's the premenopausal hormones shifting, oh, I don't belong here, I'm too different, I'm too weird, whatever it is, right? All these things, I'm not worthy is a big one, I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, oh, I lost my skills. I mean, we could go on and on and on. And yeah, of course, I'm human, and sometimes I get caught in to that net of narratives, and I'll be watching myself, I'll be like, no, and so I'll kind of shake it off, start again, go to sleep and wake up anew, and maybe it'll take me back, and this kind of will keep going until I get fed up with myself, and I get fed up with beating myself up and putting myself down, and it's just like, nah, come on, Coochie, let's go, and then something will take over, and the uprise will happen, thank goodness. Now, whenever I go into these deep, suffocating emotions, because really that's how it feels, I always think about, my people out there who are struggling with this and who have difficulty coming out of these dark moments, and self-deprecate and victimize and take themselves down and down and down and beat themselves up. And I kind of want to share a little bit what I do. When these things come up, I talk to myself a lot. I pull out my inner coach. And this inner coach is like,
no, you are stronger than this. Get your ass up and go. And if you're going down with a fight. You're going down with integrity. You're going down with honesty. You're going down doing what you believe in.
And I'm like, yeah! Dead me will come and go.
Come on, this is gonna be over soon. Let's just see what we can make of it. We got nothing to lose.
Then the rebel me will go like,
really? You're gonna tell them what you can and cannot do? What do you care? You've always figured out how to do it your own way anyway.
Basically saying that I have all these villagers that live inside of me that help me through these moments when real time, real space me living on this earthly plane just feels really defeated. I pull in and ask my villagers to help me. And mind you, it's not like, internal coach is gonna get me out the first time. Sometimes he does, but most of the time he doesn't. Lots of times, like getting myself out and then falling again, getting myself out and falling again, right? Like this isn't a linear experience, which I think is good because you're consistently having to practice, picking yourself up. And then some days the villagers inside, like I don't want to hear from them. They can't help me. And that's when I just go outside and take a long, long walk. See the sunburn here? This is Mama Coochie walking, getting my body tired so that my mind can't create all these narratives that are not true. And so I get tired, and I sleep well. In the morning I wake up a little bit more refreshed, able to think things through logically again, and I go back in, and I'm persistent. Just like in life, you have to be persistent, because if not, you're just gonna be sitting there your whole life. And we come here to get things done. The soul's journey needs to be met and seen. And so I think it's really important to not let rejection defeat us. And I think that's really the lesson of rejection. Uprising from the rejection really builds resilience. It builds strength, inner and outer strength. It also constantly has you come back to self-belief and trust, believing in yourself and trusting your journey and your power and your purpose and your strength and your reason for being here. It also allows you to work on your self-awareness, being aware of when you're indulging in that rejection and it's just taking you down, you're allowing it to take you down, and being aware of how to uplift yourself. Okay, now it's time to pull out, Coach Coochie, let's go. And so these are the tools and many more that I share throughout many themes of life. When people come to me, we talk about it, we move through it, and we practice it over and over and over again. Mind you, the people that are with me have been with me for decades now, so I have seen them through their stories of triumph and then the stories of when they're tested and the resilience and the uprising. And so, like I said, none of this is linear. This is why my clients have been with me for so long, because every test requires you to dig back in. And each time you learn something new and you come at it from a different you. Like I said, when I was young, I was fiery, and that me worked through it with a lot of power and force. And this softer, more compassionate me has to work through it in a more loving and gentle way. And it's really interesting to see how you can work through the same themes with a completely different perspective, lens, and energy. So that's our little teaser Coochie chat on rejection. And I was wondering how you guys work through rejection, and if you're seeking any guidance in somatic release and connection, working through your life and trying to dig deeper, unravel and unfold and unpack and then rebuild. I'm here for you. Just what I do, and I love doing it. So reach out.